So we have to produce administrator only report cards. So hopefully you've downloaded the FileMaker file by this point and you're looking at a similar file that's right in front of me. I'm going to go over a bunch of processes. One is how to edit the layout, enter data, filter it, and then print it. Probably take about 4 or 5 minutes. So here we go. The first thing you'll notice is it's set up for Canby, and what you need to do is you have to make sure that you go in and you edit the layout. And once you're in edit layout, you can think of it in terms of a word processor or any kind of editing software. And you would delete or move pictures in or bring them in or change text. For example, if I click in here, I'm going to actually put our school name in here. And I will also click in here to change the address. If we scroll down to the bottom, you'll notice there's a principal signature. You'll need to delete that. Just a reminder, if you're going to insert pictures, there's a little insert picture here. And you'll have to do some editing to customize this for your own school. Once you're done and making the changes in here, you have saved the layout. And then you can exit the layout. And at this point, we have to work with all the records. When you get this file, you are not going to have any records. I'm not going to go over the BCESYS extraction process. That's in an earlier video. But I'm assuming that you have extracted the data from BCESYS. The first data that you have to bring in is the student demographic data. So you click on the different layout, and for me it actually automatically brought in the data because it was in the same directory as this file. However, you may have to click on this button and go and find the student demo file. I'm going to finish this for course mark info, class info, course info, and period data. Okay, when I go back to the admin only report card layout, you'll notice that in this case I've got all of the, or about 4 of the courses. We don't want to do that. We want to filter out all of the courses except for administrative courses in the proper reporting period. So in order to do that, we have to go back to the course mark info layout. And when we go, you're going to see a whole bunch of data related to the courses, the course mark stuff. So for every administrator, here's the process I recommend. What we want to do is we want to go into find mode. And in this case, it can be. We're going to look for Da Silva. But instead of performing the find, I actually am going to omit. So what that means is I want everybody else except for Da Silva. And then I perform the find. And then you will notice that it is a bunch of data except for Da Silva, which is really good because at this point we want to delete these found records. And it's going to ask you, do you want to delete all of them? Yes, I do. And you'll notice at this point that only the Da Silva records are there. So that's stage 1. What you want to make sure though, however, is that if you scroll over to the right, there's a reporting date and a report cycle description. So in this data, it's all 1, which is good. But for some of you, you may actually have 2 of them. And what you need to do is go into find mode, select the ones that records you want to delete. You can go through the same process as we did for the names. Okay. At the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to make sure that only the one administrator's courses are here. When that happens, we're ready to go in terms of the filtering of the data. So how do we go about printing this, and how do we find this so that we just want the kids who are in the administrator's courses? The easiest way to do this is to make sure you go back to the admin only report card, which I've already done. I'm going to go into find mode, and you'll notice that there's a bunch of empty boxes here. And what's really cool about FileMaker is I can actually click on the teacher box, and if I put in Da Silva, it's going to sort. If you'll notice the records up top, it's got 35 kids were found of the 1476. That's exactly what we want to do. At this point, you will have just the kids that have Da Silva as a teacher, and you'll see that some have two, and so the records reflect this. The next thing you may want to do is, once you've done the find and we've isolated that, we can actually go in and sort by records. And generally people do this by the usual name and the first name, and then we can sort the 35 records so that they are in alphabetical order. As you can see, that's in good order. Once that's done, we can go into preview mode, and you'll see that it only prints out the report cards for one course. Save that as a PDF file. I always recommend doing that. At this point, I'm going to call it my progress yada yada, and I save it. When I'm happy with that, I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to open it up as a PDF file. And at this point, it looks like everything is pretty good. And I will print that file and I will send it away. Okay, if you have any questions, I'm going to actually put all the information, my contact information, at the end of this video. Hope this helps.